Myers-Briggs has identified ENFJ, or the giver, as your personality type. You have a way of making others feel valued and important. When they're around you, they feel good because they feel valued, and they look at you and say, this person believes that I have important things to say and that I am an important person. So you're esteemed among other people. You quickly see the positive and negative aspects of a human situation. You can see what's wrong, what's right in any situation involving people. You have a way of expressing your feelings very clearly so that people can understand where you're coming from and what makes you happy, what makes you sad. People can see that in you, and because you can express it well. You offer loyalty and commitment to your partners and family and to workmates. They see you as somebody that they can count on, that you are a committed type person, and they understand and believe that. You try to always find a solution that works for everybody, so you're taking other people's feelings into account. You try to make sure that everybody's counted in a solution and in a direction that you're heading. You find ways to help others fulfill their own needs. So you're looking at other people, you're seeing needs, and you're trying to come up with solutions to help them. You naturally fall into leadership roles in the community environment where your likable personality can have a great impact in the community, and you have an understanding and empathy with the feelings of others. And because of that, because you have this empathetic view of things, you also have good leadership qualities about you. Not only you're likable, but you have leadership that people will follow, and you have a talent for creative expression, turning ordinary into something magical. So you can look at things and express them in ways that people will see them in new and exciting ways and make them magical to them and encourage them. You have connection with and sensitivity to the world around you. You feel that the world is a place that where everything is connected, and where you can see not only see the connections between things but between people, and that we're all here in this together. You're creative, visionary, and empathetic. You have the ability to be able to not only be creative, but to put together a visionary view for people and help them be empathetic toward the world around you. You're effective and a kind manager in the business world, managing with people, managing situations. People recognize that you're somebody that's not going to hurt other people when you're around them. So let's talk about some of the weaknesses. You may not accept the values which resonate with your sense of something that isn't right. And you may underestimate your ability to make correct judgments. You have good judgment, and you should take that into account. But you have a tendency maybe to underestimate your ability to have good judgment. You should pay close attention to your motivation for accepting values that come to you. If you look at somebody comes to you with, and it's a value-based issue that you need to think about, don't let your relationship with that person change your judgment relative to those values, so that you can be liked. Try to maintain your own image of how things ought to be, how they should work. Don't take on somebody else's, but make sure that you have maintain your own image in your mind, how you think about things, so that so that the way things ought to be take into account who you are and what your belief system is. You need to see the many divergent values and inner conflicts in yourself, and understand that these divergent values and inner conflicts are created because you maybe have not or need to establish a solid base of values and feelings that you can depend on, and know ahead of time how you're going to react to certain situations because you've landed on what you believe. You establish principles, and this is a lot of these things can be dealt with if you'll establish your belief system solid. If you'll think about ahead of time, what are the principles you will apply to different life situations that you run into. So let's talk about strengths. Don't be satisfied with just a good result, but let yourself imagine excellence. So when you come to the end of something, you have a result, make sure that you go that little extra distance and use your great strengths to make something excellent, not just good. Try to imagine what could make your private world a better place. Think about things. Use your imagination, this great imagination you have, this creativity to think through how to make the world a better place. Involve yourself with others in situations where your input is valued. And you can sense that. You know when people are taking into account what it is you say. So find the situations where you can offer how to help and offer things that'll make a group or a situation better. Face your weaknesses. You can overcome them, and they'll have less power over you. Just look at them. You have the strength. You can make that happen. Just look for those weaknesses and overpower them with all your strengths. You've watched the videos about your strengths. Just think about how you can use your strengths to overcome your weaknesses. Express your feelings. Understand that your feelings are as important as other people's feelings. So you have a tendency to want to hear other people's feelings and keep them from being hurt, but make sure that you're taking your feelings into account also. Make decisions. Don't be afraid to have an opinion. And try to understand the feelings of others. Criticism. If somebody criticizes you, try to understand why that's making you feel the way it does. It's not because you're not a great person, but just try to understand how that's making you feel and why it's making you feel that way. Be aware of others. Try to understand the other person's perspective. If you don't fulfill your own needs, how you'll continue to be effective. So when you're being aware of others and taking into account your role, just make sure that you remember that you're important too. Never stop believing that love is the true answer, because that's who you are. You're a loving person, and never stop believing that. You can use love to conquer a lot of the problems in life and a lot of the problems that other people have, and you can be a catalyst in helping other people to love better. And when you're in doubt, ask questions. If you need feedback, ask for it. So there's your personality of ENFJ, the giver.